Has this happened to anyone else? My dog's treat duplicated itself. I let my dog outside to go to the bathroom. Before we left my room, he picked up a treat from the floor, and the floor was empty when we left. He took the treat with him outside. But when I came back into my room while he was still outside, I looked at the spot where he picked up the treat, and there was the same treat there again. I live alone, so I have no idea how it got there, and I'm freaked out. Heard of similar stories here recently. Reality is shifting. Probably. I wish I knew. Just seems like maybe there's been a shift in timelines, i.e. the Mandela effect. Considering how little we know about space and time or the reality of quantum entanglement, etc., the increase in these types of stories can really only make sense, IMO, if maybe somehow the timeline she was in somehow shifted and was reverted back 5 minutes. But maybe just somehow only affecting the dog treat and nothing else. Like if there was no other treat there. How'd that one get there? Was it identical to the first, and was there none others taken from the container? I've had it happen where my cell phone randomly appeared on a girl's lap 5 feet away from me right in front of our eyes. I wish I'd been paying attention. Maybe it was some entity who put it there without anyone noticing. Seems very similar to OP's situation. All we can do is just speculate. Why are you complaining about a free dog treat? Your dog wanted another one so badly, he willed it into existence. It happens like all the time. LOL. You might have thought he took it when he actually didn't. Or realities split and you noticed. Either way, there's not much you can do about it except just accepting that weird shit happens. Sometimes I looked at his mouth right before I opened the backyard door, and it was in his mouth.
I, 26, am alone in my girlfriend's 32F house. How can I take advantage of the situation? She's working OT, so I swung by her work to grab her keys and meet her at her place when she's off later tonight. I've never been alone at her place before, and I want to make the best of a golden opportunity, but don't know how. She had some dishes in the sink, so I did those. Her bathroom was a mess, so I cleaned it, and I have her bed sheets in the wash now. What can I do while I'm here to really show her I love her? Hide a few cute notes for her to find, clean the floors, have dinner ready. Any other ideas? TLDR. What can I do for my GF while she's not home to take some load off her working full-time and managing living alone?
My revenge after getting fired as a sewer cleaner turned my boss's shiny new truck into a literal crap fountain. I had been working as a sewer cleaner for over 10 years. And for all those 10 years, I tried not to lose my mind working under Mr. Johnson. This guy wasn't just a boss, he was a real monster. Every morning, before I even had time to rub the sleep out of my eyes, he'd start yelling, "Joe, you can't work faster than I can manage you, or you'll be stuck in this crap forever." Listening to him was tough, and working under him was even tougher. But of course I endured it. What could I do? If you're a sewer worker and your boss thinks he's the king of the city, that's your fate. Then the unexpected happened. I got fired. But not just fired. I was kicked out like some filthy dog. No warning. No thanks. Mr. Johnson sits there, putting his feet up on the desk, and says, "You're fired, Joe. Your hands smell worse than the sewer itself." I walked out of his office and started pacing around the place like I was free. But then I had this brilliant idea. I couldn't just leave without getting revenge. Yeah, revenge I deserved. I knew Mr. Johnson was obsessed with his new, shiny sewer cleaning truck. It wasn't just any truck. It was like the cover star of a sewer tech magazine. The truck didn't just clean pipes. It was like a freaking spaceship. And that's when I thought, what if I make this truck not just suck everything up, but spit it all out? All these thoughts and plans were swirling in my head, and that night I snuck into the station. And then, the moment arrived. I grabbed the control panel and switched the settings. Now, when Mr. Johnson turned the truck on, instead of sucking up all the nasty stuff, it would throw it all back out onto the streets. Oh, this was genius. The next morning, Johnson, as usual, was all shiny and proud, walking over to his precious truck, sticking his dirty hands in it and turning it on. And bam! Instead of calmly cleaning the pipes, the truck started spitting all that awful stuff right back onto the streets. The entire city was covered in a massive pile of stinky crap. People were running around, panicked, like headless chickens, and Johnson, that little shit, was just standing there, watching his precious machine turn the city into a garbage dump. Of course, I stood off to the side, watching everything fall apart. I wasn't going to work for that man anymore, but at least now I felt on top. Did I regret it? Hell no. Every second of that revenge was worth all the years I spent working for that jerk. Of course, I didn't think this was the end. Knowing Johnson, he wouldn't let me get away with it. But who knows what he can do? And who's the one stuck in the crap now?
I just found out my boyfriend is married. Do I tell the wife? I am a successful mother of 2 children, divorced for over a year and have been casually dating a man for about 6 months. We don't see each other often because we live about 2 hours apart, but it's just been fun with no pressure. Well, yesterday I searched social media for the first time. Dumb that I haven't done this before. And I found out that he's been married for 6 years. Luckily, they don't have any children. Of course I am mad and hurt, but I'll get over it because I know my worth. I haven't blocked him yet because I'm not sure how to proceed. Do I tell his wife? I know I'd want to know if I was being cheated on. My only concern is retaliation. I have a very successful, high-profile career, plus children and a spiteful ex-husband. So I am afraid that if I tell her, my boyfriend or his wife will seek revenge on me somehow. Even if I did it anonymously, I know it would come back to me. Any advice? My husband spreads falsehoods claiming I am a hypochondriac. What to do? I have old knee injuries from sports. He talked me out of seeing a doctor after twisting my knee when stepping in a ditch. Fine. No big deal. I've had sprains before and I know how to treat them. I was looking up symptoms to see if I should wear a brace for certain activities because I am having trouble with stairs still. He got very short with me and claimed I was trying to convince myself I needed surgery or some other extreme intervention, which is simply not the case. I asked for help carrying in the groceries because my symptoms were acting up after carrying them to the car. He was very short with me because he had to change out of his pajamas. I feel like I can't take basic care of myself without him putting words in my mouth and embellishing my concerns to make me sound crazy. This really hurts my ability to trust him because I feel like my well-being doesn't matter.